This video has words starting with AP. Apportion is American and apportion are silent and starts with A is British. So this means you're giving into portion, okay? Like assigning. They did not apportion blame or liability to any one individual. When I say voting power will be apportioned according to contribution, it means divide and allocate. So basically it is sharing or dividing or allocating or distributing or assigning. This is apposite, not opposite. It is apposite, A-P-P-O-S-I-T, apposite. We know that opposite is extremely opposite. It's not suitable to the first meaning. But apposite is, can you believe apposite is suitable? It's fitting, it's apt, it's appropriate, it's relevant. When I say an apposite question, quotation, it means apt in the circumstance or in relation to something. It's very relevant. The opposite of apposite is inappropriate. Anita looks stunning because the red gown is apposite to her complexion. Suitable, apt for the situation, appropriate. For a Valentine, the red rose is an apposite gift. This word is apposition. Apposition. It means a word or phrase or clause used to rename or redescribe a nearby noun. It is basically used in grammar, English grammar. For example, Jenny, my friend. It is always used with a often used with a comma or punctuation or signal word. Because here Jenny is the noun and comma, the apposition is my friend. So if I say Jenny, my friend from school, comma, went to the Arctic, which means Jenny is the noun, my friend from school is the apposition. Jenny, my friend from school. Here, my friend from school denotes Jenny the noun, so that my friend from school is like a position describing, that is the apposition. When I say my friend Lan sings very well, here my friend is the apposition, it is describing Lan. When I say have you ever seen the novel Harry Potter, here Harry Potter is a noun and the novel is apposition because it is that is the equal information value about the Harry Potter. So it is basically two nouns referring to the same idea are often placed together, sometimes with a comma between them. So it is technically the positioning of things or the condition of being side by side or close together. So position, that is nearby side, close together position, side by side position is called apposition. This word is appraise in American and appraise in British. We have seen the appraisal forms, appraisals in the offices or in the schools even. Appraisal. Basically, appraisal forms are just a judging or review about your work, about an employee. There will be questions and you have to fill it. It's like assessing. Not only in offices, it is, you can say, treatment begins with a thorough appraisal of the patient's condition. It is act of assessing something or someone. When I say she stealthily appraised him in a pocket mirror, which means assess the value or quality of. When I say an objective appraisal of the book, it means an estimation or judgment. When I say the final figure is just a little more than triple the appraisal, it means expert estimate of the value of something. When I say a free insurance appraisal, it is an estimation or quotation or pricing or survey or value. First it started about like the estimation of an object, like a book, or then it started with estimation of a person, officially and non-officially, like in the office, or just a girl was appraising. Something like that also is possible. So object, a person, officially and not officially. Now it is slowly relating to the value, because appraisal also means a value or price. The goods were appraised at $1,800. Or of an official or expert set a price on or a value. They appraised the painting at, always at is used, okay. They appraised the painting at rupees $200,000. So here you're not only praising this, the praising is equivalent to the judgment, and judgment finally comes into the money value. So appraisal is an act of assessing something or someone. She carried out a thorough appraisal like an assessment or judgment or evaluation. And it is also a formal assessment, typically in an interview of the performance of an employee over a particular period. All appraisals will be held in the next couple of weeks. You will be given an appraisal forms usually. Next word is appreciate. Okay, and in British it is a sound starting, appreciate. We all know recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something is called appreciation or appreciate. I smiled in appreciation. And appreciative is feeling or showing gratitude or pleasure. An appreciative audience, which means a grateful. If I say I will appreciate any information you could give me, it means be grateful for something. Be thankful, okay? Be obliged for. I would appreciate any advice you can give. When I say by this time the college appreciated me rather more, which means I have a high opinion of or set great store. But do you know that appreciation also means a full understanding of a situation, because the bank's lack of appreciation of the problems, which means a full understanding of a situation. Not only understanding, increase in monetary value is also called as appreciation. The appreciation of the dollar against the pound. So the worth of a person, not only in praise but also with money and understanding. Yeah, another situation for understanding a situation fully is they failed to appreciate the pressure he was under, which means they failed to understand the situation fully. And this is another example for rise in value or price. Okay, the dollar appreciated against the euro by 15%. So it is praising, and it is the rise in the money value, and it is the understanding fully of a situation. It's not praising, it is being grateful for, thankful for. So it is enjoyment of a good quality, being grateful for, a rise in money value, understanding a situation fully. So the next word is apprehend. Apprehend. That is the correct pronunciation in both American and British, but it is not apprehensive. Yeah, it is apprehensive in British, but in American it is apprehensive. Apprehensive and apprehend. So apprehend is divided into three categories. One is anxiety related, arrest related, and understanding related. So anxiety related is anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen. Okay, he felt sick with apprehension. It is alarm or worry or uneasiness or angst, nervousness. So anticipate something with uneasiness or fear. He is a man that apprehends death no more dreadfully, but as a drunken sheep. Next is arrest related. The action of arresting someone. They acted with intent to prevent lawful apprehension. When I say a warrant was issued but he has not been apprehended, it is arrest someone for a crime. So the second meaning is arrest related. The third is understanding related. For example, when I say she was popular because of her quick apprehension of the wishes of the people, I try to use apprehension, not apprehension. Okay, I try to use apprehension. Apprehend. When I say we enter a field of vision we could not otherwise apprehend, it means we could not otherwise understand or perceive. So here it is understand or comprehend or realize or appreciate or perceive. His first apprehension of such large issues is first understanding. So when I say science is the systematic method by which we apprehend, it means to grasp mentally or understand. When I say apprehended the murderer, which means arrested. And also it is used for anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen. Apprehensive or apprehensive is anxious or fearful that something bad or unpleasant will happen. He felt apprehensive about going home. So apprehensive is viewing the future with anxiety. Okay, it is an adjective actually. Cancer patients can become so apprehensive about receiving chemotherapy, which means they are anxious or worried. If you are going to an aircraft with all the flying parachute equipment fitted with, you are being apprehensive. You are anticipative of something unfavorable, fearful as apprehensive for one's life. It is something if you are apprehensive about your job result. The next word is apprentice in American and apprentice in British. This is nothing but a beginner or a trainee, an apprentice barman. A person who is learning a trade from a skilled employer, having agreed to work for a fixed period at low wages. An apprentice electrician. An apprenticeship is the position of an apprentice. He served his apprenticeship as a fitter. It is like employ someone as an apprentice. Edward was apprenticed to a printer. She apprenticed with midwives in San Francisco, which means serve as an apprentice in North American. Next word is appraise. When you are upping a price of someone, you have to inform it to somebody, because appraise is inform or tell someone. I thought it right to apprise Chris of what had happened. I thought it right to apprise Chris of what had happened. To inform or tell. So to inform, notify, let know, or advise, make aware of. It is like me fearing to apprise my report card to my father. To inform about to my father. There are two words, appraise and appraise. Appraise means to ascertain the value of something, to assess, and appraise means to inform. Okay, another example is the dealer appraised. Appraised means with the value of money. The dealer appraised the old tractor very low. Another appraised is the dealer acted surprised when the buyer informed him that the offer was too low. This is the difference between appraise and apprise. Next word is approach. Approach in American and approach in British. The site is approachable from the roundabout, which means accessible. The northern approaches to London, which means a road, sea passage, or other way leading to a place. We need a whole new approach to the job. Approach is British. Approach is American. So here it is, approach is a way of dealing with a situation or problem. The approach of winter, which means action of coming near or nearer to someone or something in distance or time. When I say the past is impossible to recall with any approach to accuracy, it means an approximation of something. When I say the train approached the main line, it means come near or nearer to someone or something in distance or time. The plane trimmed for final approach is part of aircraft's flight in which it descends gradually towards an airfield or runway for landing. When I say doctors are considering an approach to the High Court, it means a proposal or offer application. It is also speak to someone for the first time about a proposal or request. The department had been approached about funding. If I say one must approach the matter with caution, it is start to deal with a situation or problem in a certain way. When I say the landowner made an approach to the developer, it is an initial proposal or request made to someone. And when I say he is an approachable person, which means he is friendly and easy to talk to. So here approachable is friendly or welcoming or agreeable, pleasant. As in British, they say approbation, and in American it is approbation, not O sound, a sound, approbation. If someone is asking you to go to a bay, will you accept it? Because approbation is approval or praise, a term of approbation. So may I please have your approbation for your daughter's hand for marriage? Why not? Yes. So here approbation is approval or acceptance, assent. So it can be the expression of approval or praise or official approval. Applause could also be approbation. So the result has not met the universal approbation, universal acceptance or approval, support. The British has O sound, so an A beginning sound. So appropriate, appropriate, and American is appropriate, appropriate, a sound, appropriate. Usually we know appropriate is suitable or compatible. For example, larger trials about virtual reality could be conducted using games appropriate for the varying age groups. So it is like proper or fitting. And appropriate is divided into three types. One is allocate money related, property related, rework related. When I say there can be problems in appropriating funds for legal expenses, it means devote money or assets to a special purpose. When I say success in obtaining appropriations for projects, it means sum of money allocated officially for a particular use. There can be constitutional problems in appropriating funds for these expenses, allocating money. The second meaning is property related. When I say dishonest appropriation of property, it means action of appropriating something. When I say the accused had appropriated the property, it means take something for one's own use, typically without the owner's permission. Next meaning is rework related. If I say the hallmark of postmodernism has turned out to be appropriation, it means deliberate reworking of images and styles from earlier well-known works of the art. If it is demolished or destroyed a little bit due to the natural process, you go and do rework in it. It is also called appropriation. There is something called cultural appropriation. That this is at times also phrased cultural misappropriation is the adoption of an element or elements of one culture or identity by members of another culture or identity. This can be controversial when members of a dominant culture appropriate from disadvantaged minority cultures. It's basically the adaptation of some elements of one culture by the members of another culture. The word is approve, or in British approve. Basically, approve is officially agree to or accept as satisfactory. The budget was approved by the parliament, or I did not get my parents' approval for going to the party, which means I did not get the consent. Or sometimes it is believed that someone or something is good or acceptable. I don't approve of romance. Approval is to show, express approval. We didn't approve of the decision. He come to ask me whether I approved his choice altogether. And approval is action of approving something. The road schemes have been given approval. Or it is belief that someone or something is good or acceptable. Step-parents need to win a child's approval. So basically it is for two meaning. One is a belief of good or acceptable. The second is agreeing, accepting. So basically it is agreeing or accepting. Next word is approximate, okay, ending with approximate. And in British it is approximate. And there is a beauty. When you say it in verb, it is said as approximate. When you use it as an adjective, it is said as approximate. Approximate or approximate. Short form of this is approx or approx. When I say I had to approximate the weight of my horse, it means estimating or calculate a quantity fairly accurately. which is come close or be similar to something in quality, nature, or quantity. A leasing agreement approximating to ownership. Close to the actual but not completely accurate or exact. The approximate time of birth. The opposite of approximate is precise, exactly. This is close to exactly. These figures are only approximations. It's close to exact thing but not exactly correct. When I say a journey of approximately 2 hours, it is used to show that something is almost but not completely or accurately or exactly. The band smashed up their equipment in an approximation of rock star behavior. Here, approximation is a thing that is similar to something else but is not exactly the same. So you don't use equal to, you just use a wavy, curvy equal. So it is not exactly, it is just approximately. When used as an adjective, it is said as it is an approximate cost. Okay, when used in verb, you can say it is approximately 20 rupees. So in American, this is apricot, K-A-A-T. Apricot. In British, it is apricot, K-O-T, apricot. And this is the fruit. It looks like a bum. Apricot in American, that is what I'm going to use. So it has a lot of health benefits. It's beneficial for eyes, it's anti-cancer, heart health and bone health, good for skin. It is a juicy soft fruit resembling a small peach of an orange yellow color. Next word is apron. A-Y-P-R-U-H-N. Not on, no. Apron, no. Apron, run, apron in both the accents, American and British. So we all know apron is protective or decorative garment worn over the front of one's clothes and tied at the back. You just say in a short form, apron. Not only for cooking purpose people put up apron, they also put up there is also cobbler's apron, and that's a garment similar to an apron worn as part of official dress as by an Anglican bishop or a Freemason, M-A-S-O-N. So when you're doing some work, a painter or a baker, they all put apron. There are different varieties of apron. One is tabard, T-A-B-A-R-D. It is in British English, it's cobbler's apron in US English. Tabard is in British English. It is a type of apron that covers both the front and the back of the body. It is fastened with side ties or with waistbands that tie in the back. It covers most of the upper part of the body, and it is used in many occupations like bakeries, hospitals, and large retail stores. The original cobbler's apron was typically made of leather. There was also pinafore, may also worn by girls and women as a decorative garment or as a protective apron. In American English, it is a jumper dress. It is a sleeveless dress intended to be worn over a top or blouse. A pinafore is a full apron with 2 holes for the arms that is tied or buttoned in the back, usually just below the neck. Sometimes a sheet of lead, L-E-A-D, worn to shield the body during an X-ray examination is also called apron. There are 4 sense of meaning for apron. One is now what we saw, the garment related. The next is aeroplane related, because the hard surfaced area on an airfield used for maneuvering or parking aircraft is also called apron. The third meaning is small area adjacent to another larger area or structure is also called apron. A tiny apron of garden, which means it's a small garden adjacent to the larger garden. And the fourth meaning is apron stage, which is a projecting strip of stage for playing scenes in front of the curtain. The area of stage that is in front of the curtain is called apron stage. This word apropos, if I say it will be apropos, is a very important word because here S is silent. Apropos in both the accents. Apropos. It means very appropriate to a particular situation. The composer's reference to child's play is apropos. Po, correct po. Shereen-a correct po. She remarked apropos of the initiative, it's not going to stop the abuse. It is used to state a speaker's belief that someone's comments or acts are unrelated to any previous discussion or situation. Isabel kept smiling apropos of nothing. It is also used to say that your thing is unrelated to the previous thing. So in reaction, it means to say yours is not right to the what you just said is not right. Or when you say something, it is exactly the correct thing. He was asked a question apropos his resignations. It means it's regarding or related to or connected with about his resignation. When I say apropos of nothing, it means irrelevant or no reason or illogical at random. Apropos of nothing, she started speaking only in rhyme. So apropos of nothing means it's irrelevant, and apropos is connected to, relevant to. The word conglomerate was decidedly apropos, which means very fitting or right on. It's basically derived from the French language. The judge decided the videotape would be allowed in the trial because it was apropos to the case. Or you can say, which means very related. Because my bills were due, the financial gift from my father arrived apropos. And apropos of nothing is an idiom that someone states before they say something that has nothing to do with the conversation that is currently happening around them. It means they intended to interject the conversation with a random thought on a completely different topic other than the one that is currently being discussed. The next word APSC or APSIS, which means apps or apsis. The first thing that comes in my mind when I say the word apse is the monkey, but apse is a large semicircular or polygonal recess in a church, arched or with a domed roof, and typically at the church eastern end. Something like this is apse, and apsis is either of 2 points on the orbit of a planet or satellite that are nearest to or farthest from the body round which it moves. It is basically a circular or polygonal recess in a church, arched or with a domed roof, typically at the eastern end and usually containing the altar. Apse, ape could be a monkey, but apt, apt means clever, quick or bright, sharp, having a tendency to do something. Okay, she was apt to confuse the past with the present, which means she has a tendency to do this, or it is inclined or prone to. They are apt to get a bit sloppy. Here apt means they are likely to get. Also apt means quick to learn. She proved an apt scholar, which means quick to learn scholar. And when I say a very apt description of how I felt, which means a very suitable, appropriate, relevant description. Apposite description. The next word is aptitude. T-O-O-D. Aptitude in American, or it is aptitude. C-H. Aptitude in British, but I prefer to use aptitude. This word I have heard for the first time in my college when they conducted the aptitude test. Here an aptitude for higher mathematics means a potential or a capacity, a talent or gift, knack. When I say his natural aptitude for failure, which means a natural tendency. When I say he had a remarkable aptitude for learning words, it means a natural ability to do something. So basically, aptitude refers to those qualities characterizing a person's way of behavior which serve to indicate how well he can learn to meet and solve certain specified kinds of problems, what you are best at. It is a specific capacity or special ability indicative of one's probable success in a relevant field after getting proper opportunity for learning or training. We had quantitative aptitude in college to go into the interviews. Before that, they'll screen the kids and get the best kids out of this quantitative aptitude. So basically, aptitude is an learned or acquired ability. It is a part of psychometric test at a assessment center. The other parts being personality test, personal abilities, aptitude, and more. So we can say he has leadership ability and aptitude to learn from mistakes. Not everyone has the aptitude or ability to do everything. Discovering you have a natural talent or aptitude for something feels good. So it is a special ability besides the general intellectual ability which helps in the individual to acquire a required degree or proficiency or achievement in a special field such as teaching aptitude, numerical aptitude, musical aptitude, typing aptitude. So it is a natural ability or skill. My son has no aptitude for sport. Apus is a small constellation in the southern sky. It represents a bird of paradise and its name means without fear in Greek because the bird of paradise was once wrongly believed to lack feet. Without feet, okay? So bird of paradise without feet. Something like this. Apus.